Hello and welcome to Social Media Weekly episode 2nd January 2019. This is the new year!
Happy New Year!
Social Media Weekly is brought to you by Virtual Peddlers Marketing, the digital marketing agency that helps small businesses go digital. My name is Sean.
And I'm JK.
This week, Mark Zuckerberg wrote a 1,000-word post praising himself for 2018. This guy's so full of himself. Indonesia lifts bans on Tumblr. Instagram accidentally released their experimental tap to advance feed format. Giphy Cat finds a way to create GIFs with sound. And we have a new thing for this new season, which is a social media tip of the week. This week we'll talk about the 5 Ps of social media marketing. Yeah.
All right,
back to the stories. Mark Zuckerberg wrote a 1,000-word post praising himself for 2018. In the post, he said he was very proud of the progress they've made in the issues like making sure people have control of their private information and guaranteeing that the service improves people's well-being. He did lay out the challenges the company had to face through the year, but immediately went on to praise everyone, including himself, for having solved the problems.
So it's like I praise you, but I'm the main topic
Yeah,
here.
but it's all about me.
Yeah, good job, staff. But yeah, it's me who helped you the most.
It's well done with this alternative reality, Zuck. But I don't think the rest of the world thinks the same. Not especially those board members who still want you off the seat. So yeah, he talked. I mean, 2018 was possibly the worst year that can ever happen to Facebook,
Yes,
right?
correct.
2017 leading to 2018, the entire company blew up. A lot of shit happened. The scandals all was exposed.
Yeah,
They were
privacy,
privacy
Google
issues,
Google Analytica,
Cambridge Analytica issues,
So-
and the fact that they lost about 29% of their market share within the 90 minutes of the
the
second
new
quarter
announced-
call, second quarter earnings call, and they never recovered from there ever since. And yeah, he still had the audacity to praise himself.
Well, I guess it's like the 2018 and 2019, the New Year, New Me, New Year, New Me thing, just to keep yourself,
Yeah,
I'm
New Year,
gonna
New
be
Me.
better kind of shit.
New year, new me, and everything's gonna be positive, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
talk about positive stuff about myself first.
It's a gratitude practice actually to don't face the reality.
Okay.
So never mind, good for you, Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, good for you, Mark Zuckerberg.
May your annual
Here's some
report
love for you.
2019 show you the reality. Alright? Alright. Indonesia lift bans on Tumblr. About 9 months after the government banned Tumblr from all Indonesian IPs, they've recently reversed the action. This following Tumblr's move to remove all pornographic content from its platform. The country's anti-porn law has been used to block as many as 800,000 websites since 2017. This also includes certain gay dating apps in Google Play Store. So, welcome back Tumblr to Indonesia.
But now that there is no more porn in Tumblr, wonder what people will be using Tumblr for.
I don't know, maybe some some godly stuff ke, or religion stuff ke.
Maybe.
Since it turned to such a holy platform already.
T like the cross,
T
right?
become cross already. So maybe you see more Jesus picture,
Yeah.
or the God's picture.
Well, I do use Tumblr outside of the porn content because I started using Tumblr quite a long time ago.
Okay.
And during that time, it used to be quite a bit of a hipster place where they post. It's mostly pictures, like really really nicely taken photographs.
Okay.
Very professionally done stuff, especially from this account called Lomography. Lomography is a company that remakes all these classic toy cameras that is literally made of plastic, and you crush it and it will break.
Oh, okay.
So, but they use film, and the way the light interacts with the plastic and the plastic cracks and everything gives a very nice feel to the photos.
I see.
So
Okay.
that was one of the account that I used to follow a lot.
So what's the difference between Pinterest and Tumblr back then?
Pinterest is more on selling.
selling such as?
Like for example, Pinterest is like you pin your interest up on the board
Okay.
and people talk about it, right?
Tumblr.
And then what happened is that it evolved into a shopping place where you can pin your interest up, and that interest can lead to a shop, an e-commerce element or something like that.
Okay.
Tumblr is more like it's like micro blogging before Twitter took over micro blogging.
Okay.
It was like it's kind of like Blogspot, the kind of blogging,
Uh-huh.
but it's more casual.
I see. So there's no sales or promotion.
There's
thing
no
going
sales
on,
promotion stuff going on.
so it's purely brand awareness.
It's purely brand awareness. I don't think like you said, it's they don't try to transact you to anything.
Okay,
It's just
got it.
creating a community.
Show.
To me it seems like Tumblr is more, it sticks more to what social media originally was.
Okay. The
That-
originality, the classic of
it's
social
the
media.
classic version of social media, because it was never able to evolve into what social media is now,
Yeah, correct.
where
I
it's
agree.
selling and selling and buying and selling. So in a way, Tumblr feels more pure to the social media
no sales
aspect.
going on.
Yeah.
I see. So maybe they are going back to that path lah.
Maybe, and if they are able to market themselves properly as that, right, I think they will do well. But I think Tumblr is owned by Verizon now, and I don't know if Verizon cares much about how Tumblr is going.
Okay, or maybe they just for the sake of keeping it there, and hopefully doesn't become a Google Plus thing lah.
Yeah. They're probably just gonna leave it there until it dies a natural and sad death.
Oh no, so sorry for you, Tumblr.
Yeah.
May God
tumbled.
bless you.
You have tumbled.
Tumbled across. Right.
Instagram accidentally released their experimental tap to advance feed format. About a month ago, I think it was a month or two ago, we talked about Instagram possibly changing their feed surfing format from downward scrolling, right, to a tapping through the post. How we are using the post is like we are scrolling downwards,
Correct.
right? But because they see that story works better in the sense that you tap on the right side, you go to the next story. So they want to do this for the post as well. So you have one post
Okay.
where it won't keep scrolling down. The post you just tap one side and then you just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Kind of like
I just tap one
a
side.
page. Yeah, you just tap one side.
I
and
don't
it
have that
scrolls.
function, or is it just for
Well,
a different
they,
user?
they accidentally released it and then they pull it back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No wonder I
So
missed it.
just 5 days ago, they accidentally let the experimental kitten out of the box and scared the daylights out of all users. Twitter was crazy with all the comments and complaints and stuff. And it wasn't very positive. They said that they said that they had no idea what was happening. It's like everybody just literally hanged. They like suddenly don't know how to use Instagram anymore. Yeah. Then there was even a trending Google search result called "How to Unupdate Instagram."
Like give me back the old Instagram.
Yeah. Instagram said it was accidental, but there could be a possibility they intentionally released it to see how the public responded.
Correct.
And if they did it that way, I think they got an answer.
Whether is it working? This project is it working or not?
Yeah. So they don't have to like go all the way till finishing to actually know.
Yeah, create event lah. Then it's just like IGTV.
And then just IGTV, and then it doesn't work. So this would be a cheaper way, and then they could always send their PR team out and say, "Oh, sorry, it was an accident."
Oops.
Yeah, oops. But now that we know you don't want it, we won't continue developing it.
Yeah, then we will continue do another accidental stuff.
Yeah. So Instagram says that tap to advance format on the Instagram feed was meant to overcome the mindless and addictive scrolling that has been taking over users. This to me is questionable because even Insta Story, it's a tap to advance.
Okay.
It still creates a mindless addictive scrolling because you just go
up to down and down to up and left to right only.
Yeah, exactly. Right? You still have unlimited content that keeps going one after another. So
Correct.
I don't see a difference in that.
It's quite hard to change. Okay, what would you do to overcome addictive scrolling?
They tried this thing where it says that your what is this called? You have reached the end. No, wait. You have been updated for the past 2 days.
Then
There's
you click on it, go up
there's a
on.
bar, right? No. There's a bar that says that you have completed all your. It says in a way that you have seen all the posts that you have seen for the past 2 days.
Okay, yeah.
That helped me stop scrolling past
Oh.
my own feed.
Okay.
Then I would go into the explore section and I would get lost in there.
Okay. I have never reached that
And-
part yet, lah, because
and-
I followed too many people.
And the explore section is a deep black hole.
Okay.
You get in there and you cannot get out.
I
It is
see.
dangerous.
It's a lot of content.
There's a lot of content in there, and then every single time you refresh,
New
you get a
one,
new set
new
of
one,
content.
new
You
one, new
refresh, and every time you engage with something else in your newsfeed, in your own newsfeed, right? Every time you engage something else with a post, you will get a new set of posts. For example,
Uh-huh.
if I were to engage a lot on weightlifting this month, right? All my explore section, they will feed me a lot more weightlifting
Yes,
stuff.
correct.
If I go and look at kittens,
Then
or
you'll come out kittens
yeah,
or cats.
or cats, something.
Cat
and,
gag or whatever.
Yeah, and recently I quite like these miniature cooking videos. It's like taste made. It's like
okay.
those tasty video,
Alright.
but they make miniature version. So it's like literally
the
everything is
Japan
very
one,
small.
lah,
Yeah.
They cook the ramen.
Yeah. Everything is very small, and this thing has been like flooding my explore.
So they have been
section.
actually how they read because how do they know your interest of viewing?
As long as you view for something for more than 3 seconds, then
But how do they identify that thing is cat related or
all the videos are tagged with hashtags and everything, so they follow using hashtags.
if without that?
If without hashtag, it will be harder for them.
Okay.
Because, like for example, their video algorithms, right? They are not able to figure out what's inside the video itself, except
correct.
for visual stuff like pornographic stuff, nudity, and something like that, right? So that one is what they do is they run through they use the computer to run it through, and if they see anything that resembles nudity, then it's
Then you'll remove it.
Yeah, then you remove. But for everything else, which is interest based, right? Because when people post it, they'll have hashtags.
Correct, yeah.
So if I were to see something with this same 5 hashtags,
Oh,
Instagram will feed me something else with a similar hashtag.
So for instance, like if I were to like 5 posts that has cat hashtag,
cat hashtag.
then it will link me to a cat in your post.
Yes.
In the explore section.
Yes. Yep.
Ah,
That's the
power of AI.
that's their
ah.
style. Yep.
Okay, so talking about cats, let's talk about Jiffy Cats. So Jiffy Cats finds way to create GIFs with sound. This is revolutionary because finally we have GIF that comes with sound. Beyond the ability to share fun GIFs is that will not contain captions, brands will also be able to use GIF as an alternative format for animated content which is lighter than MP4 and MOV formats. So yeah, here we go. Sound GIF.
I think this is good because the problem with GIFs is that you know how a lot of GIFs have it's soundless. It's low resolution, but it's fine because if it's low resolution enough to be light, like an image form size rather than a video size, then it's easier to transmit like to send those content around.
Messages and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I think like in between image and movie, GIF
There is this little
the-
sweet spot that GIF can fit.
Yeah.
And if they come with sound, it'll be even better because imagine there's a 6-second thing that like a line, like a Vine video that literally has sound rather than just captions that don't actually usually always say the same thing.
Yeah, so
It actually
but then
means-
it'll be quite noisy though.
True.
When you
Oh my god, you already have coming up with ideas for
yes, or like
annoying posts.
this kind of sound. But oh well, I guess that's the fun part of social media.
Because GIF loops, right? They have this endless loop. And
Yeah,
imagine
so
if you
you-
have a sound, yeah.
or
Okay, that's true.
Or Baby Shark, we keep repeating
Oh
itself
my God,
forever
no.
and forever. It's like Alright, so
Okay.
let's talk about tips.
Yep. So this season we are planning. Well, we are at season 2 for the very first time.
Yay.
I think what we can do is if we were to pull up all our old videos from
Last
when
year,
when we first
2018.
when we first started, I think we came quite a long way. So for season 2, what we're trying to do is we're trying to put a social media tip of the week every week at the end of our podcast, so that we always have something to talk about in terms of educating our listeners. This week we talk about the 5 P's of social media marketing. Posting on social media isn't as simple as feeling it and making it happen. We all know that, right?
Yep.
But there's often a lot of more involvement that ensures the purpose of the marketing effort is being realized and how it's being done. Because a lot of our clients, they have a very spontaneous and impromptu style of posting on social media. Oh, today I feel like posting this, I'll post this. Tomorrow I feel like posting it, I'll post that. But how people consume content doesn't work that way. We have the habit of sticking to things that are familiar. And if things carry a similar trend, it's easy for that person to skip that trend and go straight to the message that we are about to put in. So imagine if every single post we have a different content and different theme and different style and different information, right? Our users cannot feel the connection and we cannot work down the sales funnel.
Yeah, correct. It's like dating different person. You never get into a relationship, you know.
You'll be like, have I told my story to this person
Yeah,
yet?
you forgot already. So you're like,
So here are the 5 P's. First is plan. To know your purpose, down to the measurable metrics, like how many reach and impression you like to have, how many new likes you want, what is the depth of engagement you're looking for. So you need to first be able to visualize what kind of KPIs in terms of numbers that you would like to reach.
the general one at least.
Yeah, at least the general ones. In order to know what it is, usually your digital marketing service provider will be able to give you a ballpark figure based on your budget. Then you can start from there. And then you also need to know how to plan out. You also how to plan, how to reach out to your people. What message you want to carry? What is your company's narrative? Your message for the campaign needs to have a narrative, a story. It has to have a purpose and a reason. It helps give you a clearer direction as to what you want to do and who you want to be in the eyes of the audience. One good way is to, let's say you carry the narrative of community building. So in terms of education, so if you want to educate people on something, right? One of our client, which is an outdoor shop, they position themselves as a community builder in a sense that they want to educate people on how to cross rivers properly, how to hike properly, how to go camping safely, and things like this. These are the kind of narratives that is planned out for them.
In the general, the tips, the free tips.
Yeah, the free tips. But what happens is also because the whole thing builds up to the content that you build. Because for example, if this month our theme is about crossing river properly, right? And then we can go down to the selling point where we sell items that help you prevent river
crossing the river.
To prevent accidents when crossing the river, like ropes that actually float in the water, whistles that is loud enough, or all these kind of things.
Sudden PFD inflation or whatever it's called item,
Yeah.
Why not? When they feel the river current too strong, they boom.
Yeah. Why not? Yeah.
This kind of thing. Right. So produce based on narrative you've created for your brand or campaign. Start producing content that is compelling and thumb-stopping. They say a good content is like a mini skirt. Long enough to cover the subject, but short enough to be interesting. Very interesting way to say what is produced all about. But yeah.
The key thing about production is to turn what you have in your head, to turn your theory into a content, right? Go out and shoot, how the storytelling is, storyboarding, how it's done in such a way that it is interesting enough, like you said, right? Miniskirt. Facebook, their attention span is 3 seconds.
Correct.
If people are not informed of what this video is about in the first 3 seconds, they will
skip already.
Yeah, they'll most likely not even be bothered to watch it already. But it also has to be compelling enough that the subject and the topic that you want to talk about goes across. So how do you do that? That requires a lot of skill as well.
Straight to the main point now. I guess nowadays digital marketing digital marketing itself and traditional marketing, it's not so much about talking a long good story, but how do you direct straight to the point and yet still be good at the same time. That is harder because simple is hard.
Yes, simple is harder. Yes,
simple is so hard.
Completely agree.
So how are you gonna scale it down? You really need to crack your mind.
Yeah. And the next P, the third P, is publish. Choose the platform where your content goes. millennials do not use Facebook and boomers do not use Snapchat. So who are your target audience?
Yep.
Long form instructional videos work better on YouTube than Facebook. Like we said, Facebook's attention spans no more than 3 seconds. But YouTube, people actually can go on to watch a 45-minute video like with full 100% attention.
Correct.
Your retention rate is very high on YouTube. Gaming videos work better on Twitch, but gaming instructional videos work better on YouTube.
Yep.
Instagram is more visual, but it lacks the call to action of Facebook.
Yep.
Facebook has more call to action, but it's also a lot noisier and a lot cluttered. So knowing where your content is published to the right audience at the right time
Platform.
also make a lot of difference as to whether it reaches out to people or not.
Correct. And not to mention that the right platform. Like, you don't go and sell condoms in the church, the platform is very important. Or you don't go and sell Bible book in a shopping mall. Nobody even bother go and see Bible book during shopping time.
True.
This kind of thing lah. Be smart on your platform. Alright, so next is fourth. Promote. Right now, it is safe to say that none of your Facebook contents will be seen by anyone if you do not boost them with a few bucks. But beyond that, giving full control of all your social media platforms to your social media manager enables them the ability to better cross-promote your content everywhere. A website is the perfect brand storefront, but it doesn't sell itself. Social media is the place where everyone goes to, but it's so full of clutter, it's difficult to catch people's attention long enough. So, promotion.
Yep. The thing here is that the key to doing a right promotion is to actually to cross promote across all the platforms you're in, right? You have a video on YouTube, but then you post a little clip on Facebook to talk about it on YouTube because most of your followers follow you on Facebook, and chances are they would stay on Facebook more than they would stay on YouTube. But your actual video is on YouTube. So you do a 10-second one to talk about what's the gist of this video, entertaining, short and sweet, draw them to the full thing on YouTube.
Correct.
Right? You have a website, very compelling, very good. You want people to stay in your website because you got full control of what they see, when they see, what they see, how clean their layout is. Everything is your own content. As compared to, let's say, Facebook or Instagram, you have everybody else's stuff going on as well.
Yeah, correct.
But websites cannot sell itself. It's just there, right? It's just like a real estate. It has no traffic going in there. If you do not use Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, or anything else to draw people into website to actually consume your full content. So promotion is also very important. Like they say, right?
Yep.
If a tree falls in the middle of the jungle and no one's there to hear it, did it make a sound?
Correct. So promotion, okay, by that means, right, if you're saying cross-marketing, cross-promote, right, doesn't mean we will have more than one CTA in the future? Or do we advise people to have more than one CTA?
Technically, there are some people who try using multiple CTAs, but it's still better to use one CTA. So
Correct, I
I think
agree also.
you would a marketer would have to decide for the audience which is the best CTA to use.
Okay, correct. Yeah, so let's just say Facebook CTA will link to YouTube. YouTube CTA will then link to, let's say, website.
Let's say, for example,
do we do
yes.
this way?
Let's say, for example, but there is also always an ending point one. YouTube will always be an ending point. So YouTube, traditionally, will be like this. YouTube CTA will be the next video in YouTube. And sometimes within YouTube, you sell stuff.
Correct. Occasionally.
Yeah, occasionally. So if you sell stuff, probably you link it over to your website. That kind of stuff.
So
But
final destination is always website.
final destination can be website. Final destination can be YouTube as well. If you are in the publishing business, say for example, if a business is in like what we do in our podcast, right? Our final CTA will always be YouTube if it's video and Anchor FM if it's audio.
Okay.
So then it leads nowhere already because that's where it ends.
That's where it ends. Yeah.
That's where it ends.
Okay. So why you didn't thought of linking them to our website straight away?
We do link to our website as well, but website is a bit more of a split because website is not so much of the content but the business side of what we do. But
Okay.
SMW is more on talking about the content, and these two target audience is different.
I understand.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So if you want to reference how we do it, you can actually use our way.
Yeah.
Yep. And last but not least, proof.
It's proof.
At the end of the day, we will not know if something has worked or not if we haven't have the matrix to prove them. Like a science project, always lay out a hypothesis before running a new campaign direction. Then, at the end of the cycle, revisit the matrix along with the hypothesis to see if it was successful and find answers to why it did or it didn't work.
This is very important.
Yes, reports.
Yeah, reports. There are so many clients of ours, so many businesses that we do the first audit, and with the first thing we ask them is, so what did you do with your digital marketing before this? Because before we take up a client's job, we always ask them where they are at, what they have tried, what works and what doesn't work.
Yep.
And most of the time they say, we don't know. We just put it out there and nothing seems to be working.
It's like that everywhere. Lah.
Yeah. So it's like most of them assume that build it and they will come, right? As long as I put it out there, people will react to it. But it doesn't work that way. So in order to have a proper 5P working properly, you first have to form a hypothesis before a campaign. For example, the hypothesis is, I want to test if my customers will buy product A or product B more.
Correct.
Then you run the entire campaign equally, product A and product B, and then at the end of that campaign cycle, maybe a month or 2 months, you come back and then you see, you take all the metrics, you put it down, bear up on a table and say, okay, which is getting more results and why?
Correct.
Who is reacting more to this? Why is it they're reacting more to this and than that? Every single thing that you're testing. Even something as small as, I want to do my post on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday instead of Tuesday and Thursday.
Yep.
That is hypothesis as well.
Correct.
Then you run it for 1 or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Then you see, okay, which one gives you more reaction?
Correct. So the main and most importantly, we like to advise people is do not switch your method mid halfway through.
Yes.
That will just spoil everything and just
Yes.
gonna burn money.
You will tarnish your, yeah, that's very important because you will tarnish your science experiment, say for
Correct.
example. You will tarnish your experiment and the numbers you get will be different. So the key here is to pivot fast but not too fast. You need to give everything at least 2 weeks, at least minimum 2 weeks for you to start to see something.
Correct.
Ads take a week to learn what you are, to learn. Google ads and Facebook ads take a week as a learning stage to learn things and try to feed you the most efficient way of serving your ad. So if you were to stop it 1 week, like 2 days in and 3 days in, you're telling people it doesn't work, no, you're just not giving it enough time.
Correct. You need to give enough time.
Yeah.
So this one I cannot. We need to address this a lot.
Yep.
A lot of people freak out during that second week
Yes.
and decide to change everything.
Yeah. So these are the 5 Ps: plan, produce, publish, promote, and prove. All right. So this is it for Social Media Weekly episode 2nd January 2019.
Yep.
Social Media Weekly podcast is available on Anchor FM, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and more. Our full videos are available on YouTube, and we post bits and clips on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
My name is Sean.
I'm JK.
Au revoir.
Signing off. Bye.